issues that you discuss on your show. One, I'm tired of some of the disparities that exist in that district of Baltimore County with our education system, with the opportunities for economic development and growth. And the other main issue is I want to make an impact for our community. 44B is a very diverse community. I'm not just dealing with African Americans, but we have a large population of Muslims. We have a large population of Asians and Latino Americans. So I want to be all inclusive. And in being all inclusive, I think we can all move forward and pick up the entire community as a whole.
You've been involved in politics for?
I've been involved in politics for over 25 years. I started out in Baltimore City as a young Dem. I was involved with the Eastside Democratic Club and still am. I was worked in City Hall with Councilwoman Paula Johnson Branch, who is now retired. And I moved on and worked with several other elected officials. For the last 15 years, though, I've served as the political director for State Delegate Adrian Jones, the Speaker Pro Tem for the Maryland House of Delegates.
And why do you want to be a delegate?
To make a change, Donnie, make a difference, to give the constituents in the new 44B a voice, a real voice, not a voice of personal agendas, but a voice of the community needs and resources.
And my most important question, what legislation would you push?
Well, I knew you were going to ask that question, and I'm ready to answer that. Right now, Donnie, the legislation I'm looking at, particularly that we're getting ready to go into, the 2013 session, I'm looking at things like the fracking in Western Maryland that's been proposed. There's a study going on. A lot of people aren't paying any attention, but it could drastically affect our environment. I'm also paying attention to legislation that has to deal with education, particularly infrastructure for our schools. In Baltimore County, I think everyone knows we're trying to implement now to put air conditioning systems in our county schools. I want to stay community focused. I've been catching a lot of heat in candidate forums by saying that because there are a lot of your elected officials who believe that when you're elected on the state level, you deal with the broad state issues and you leave the local issues to your local elected officials. I don't believe that. I believe that the only way you can move forward as a community is to be strategic.
What you trying to say? They saying Ken Oliver should be dealing with certain issues and not the delegates?
That's what you're saying. They're saying that the local elected officials should focus on the local issues and state elected officials focus on state issues. I don't subscribe to that school of thought. I believe we all need to work together. As you say so often on this show, if we don't work together, we don't get that seat at the table. We have to understand where the county is, what our community needs, how to get to that table, develop a strategic plan, and move forward in that manner. If we don't, we're going to be mark-time marching as we always have been and behind the curve. And that's not my intent. I intend to go to Annapolis and make real change.